You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Rudrance for Black and White Sports 2. We're going to talk about Brittney Griner because it seems the U.S. has peeled back the curtain on the fact that, well, when Brittney Griner was transferred to this penal colony, they didn't bother to tell the U.S. at all. She was just like, bloop, she's gone. By the way, in standard operating procedure, when you get transferred over in Russia, nobody really hears shit from you at that point. Okay, at least for a while. Now, there's been speculation out there that some of these transfers, like the travel itself, could be a week or two. We're talking like, in some cases, remote locations in Russia. So, Brittney Griner, this is kind of getting worse and worse for her right now. This is Fox News. State Department spokesman Ned Price says the Russian government failed to inform the White House of Brittney Griner's transfer to a penal colony last week and has yet to engage in talks regarding the release of the WNBA star and former U.S. Marine Paul Whelan, quote, with the seriousness of purpose, and meaning, and I've been talking about this, they're not taking that swap proposal seriously. Really and truly, they're not even entertaining it. There's been no back and forth negotiation because they barely acknowledged it. During a press conference on Thursday, Price was asked to elaborate on President Biden's remarks from a day earlier when he said he was hopeful that Russia would be more willing to discuss Griner's release now that the midterm elections are over. Quote, well, the fact is, and what the president was alluding to, is the fact that Russians up until now have not engaged with the seriousness of purpose in a constructive approach that we would have liked to have seen. We put forward this substantial proposal, as Secretary of State Antony Blinken announced a number of months ago, for the release of Whelan and Griner. He continued, quote, the fact that Whelan and Griner remain behind bars, Griner for some 10 months now, Paul Whelan more than 3 years, is a testament to the fact that this process has not moved as quickly as we would have liked. You've heard us say that from our end. This process has not been static. We put forward this substantial proposal. We've had discussions with the Russians. Those discussions are continuing. We're continuing to look for ways that we can secure as quickly as possible the release of Whelan and Griner so that they can be returned to their loved ones in the United States. Price declined to comment further on the president's midterm election remarks, but added that U.S. has continued to, quote, press the Russians to engage seriously and in good faith on the original proposal that we put forward. According to Griner's attorneys, she left a detention center outside of Moscow on Friday, but her exact location is unknown. According to the AP, transfers to penal colonies, usually in remote parts of Russia, can take days or even weeks with limited to no contact. Griner was arrested by Russian law enforcement at Moscow's International Airport February 17th. We all know why. For the transfer or for vape cartridges with cannabis oils in it. Price said Thursday that White House was not informed of Griner's transfer. Quote, it has unfortunately become standard practice on the part of the Russian Federation not to inform us ahead of time when American citizen detainees are transferred from one detention center to another. We did not receive a heads up. Ultimately, we had seen press reports and we engaged very closely with Griner's representatives, and we continue to do that. As soon as we learned of the transfer, we formally requested from the Russian government that we requested more information about the transfer. We are also engaging to do all that we can to ensure her conditions are safe and as healthy as they can be during that time. That is something that we do for all detained American citizens in Russia and really around the world. Russia has continued to caution the U.S. to conduct all prisoner swap negotiations quote, in silence under a tight lid of information, which they continue to not actually do. They continue to talk about what's going on in the public eye. Biden made those comments about the midterms because there was speculation that came out that Russia did not want Griner to come back to the U.S. and it be viewed as a win for Joe Biden's Democratic presidency. Interesting. That is interesting. And now, while the midterms were going on, and you got to wonder, did Russia do that on purpose? Oh, their midterms are coming. Boom, let's transfer her out, and we won't tell anybody anything, but they said that that's sort of standard operating procedure now, not to communicate when a prisoner is transferred in some cases to a remote part of Russia. I did a video. There were things like 80 women and 3 toilets. I mean, very repugnant ass living conditions. She gets to hear the Russian national anthem every day. Woo! You know, for somebody that promoted and talked so much about black people being oppressed in this country and protesting our national anthem, I've said before, I'll say it again, Brittney Griner is learning what true oppression from a country really feels like. She's getting that right now. I mean, sometimes karma is a bitch. A hateful one. Tell me what you think, Black and White Sports 2 fans. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.